drop it in 7 innings, 11-1. Our conversation with Coach Meade brought to you by Troy Bank and Trust, the only bank you'll ever need. Coach, thoughts?
Oh, it was just gross. But you know what? You got to learn things within it. And, guys got opportunities. Brock Tapper was really, really good. Nobody else. My only thing, and I'm always transparent with you.
Right.
What disappoints me is things that, you work really hard on and then they just go totally by the wayside when you get in the white line, because some guys got opportunities and they were not taken advantage of, most certainly. And so, that's what happens lately. You get guys, you try to see, hey, who can add in there, who in that second half of the arms can be good. We just didn't get it done tonight. Obviously we didn't do anything offensively either. It was just a gross game. And little teams like this have it. The first text, I checked my phone as I came up here with Jack. And, every team has a gross game, right? Like I understand that, but I don't accept it. Especially as just pathetic as we were, and that's a word that I would use to describe, just from top to bottom. It was everybody who was on the trip, except for you, not you, Barry. I'm pretty sure you're awesome. But everyone else, we just didn't coach good enough, we didn't play good enough, we didn't hit good enough, we didn't pitch good enough, and then obviously some things defensively were just putrid. That's probably the most kind word I can use for it. Just, you got to catch the baseball, in the outfield. We just didn't do it. And those plays come back to get you. And what I think, the thing that I think happens sometimes in games, and you can equate this to a lot of sports, but baseball most importantly, one play can kind of spill to like 5 plays later that have nothing to do with one another, but it creates a momentum, and the way that we played early in the game, while the game leveled out because of Brock Tapper's effort, we had dug a grave, I guess, if you will, because we just didn't handle the ball earlier or catch the baseball. And when you do that, then weird things start happening. And so there's a lot of things that can be coached, a couple guys that through there, maybe I need to coach their mentality a little bit better. I have to do a better job, and I know that we'll get in there and figure it out. But sometimes, like certain things, just someone got to make a play, and disappointing when we don't do that. But the good part is, as ugly a loss as it is, it only counts as one loss. I equate it. Each year we've had one. The Arkansas State 2023 game, which ironically happened before we went down to Louisiana.
Right.
Is one that comes to mind. That was pretty gross. Southern Miss Friday, or I guess Thursday, I think last year, because I think it was Easter weekend.
Correct.
We got our teeth kicked in. So look, it happens. I don't accept it because, every game you come in with this high level focus, you do all this work, and then it gets thrown by the wayside, which is unfortunate. But kudos to Jacksonville State. We knew they were a lot better. Their players have done a good job. Their arms, they threw 3 guys that were 94 or above. We knew that. We had, I think we had 11 freebies. We just couldn't get the hit. The box score speaks to that, obviously, having one hit. But we had we did the things. We were disciplined to the strike zone, which is all obviously a part of our DNA. We just couldn't get our barrel on time to get that impactful hit tonight, which is unfortunate. You get a hit when the bases are loaded, and it's 5-1 in that game, and it's 5-3. Game pressure happens. Obviously, the game should have been 5-2. New rules have been created clearly out there. I don't know about that one. I won't come off that. But nonetheless, they did just such a good job of executing on the upper level of the strike zone. Many times, I'm not sure what the TV view, if it was good. It's always pretty good here, but they put their catcher on the top shelf and kept kind of going up there. Then they would soft us down to get us off the scent, and then go right back to the elevated fastball. And we weren't able to get on it. That's why we had the 9 punch-outs tonight, and then just didn't have the great contact there throughout the duration of the game.
So that's what you're bringing that up, and that's the kind of the point I want to reinforce to our listeners who may have listened to the game and jumped to the conclusion that, well, these guys just weren't ready to play. There was a problem in approach on it. I didn't see that necessarily, but again, the start wasn't exactly clean.
No doubt. We just gift-wrapped all the runs in the first inning, and then we went ahead and said, let's do that in the second inning. But the game leveled out. Like I said, we did our thing stylistically, offensively.
Right.
Tough with the HBP. Guys took 97, miles per hour off their bodies and liked it. We just didn't get the barrel on time, And so it becomes a pretty simple game. While the end of it gets ugly, I'm not going to throw in, Noah Thigpen and Grayson Stewart and that situation. We got to find out other guys that can pitch. They didn't get it done today, but somebody else will get an opportunity soon enough as it goes,
With a travel day built in on Thursday, there's not a whole lot of time to get ready for a big weekend series to open Sun Belt play at Louisiana. What strikes you about the challenge there?
Obviously playing at Louisiana's, they have a unique atmosphere. Coach Deggs does such a good job, and they've had some struggles. So to me, that's when they're at their best, or when he's at his best. You look at each of their years, they've had moments of struggles, and I think that's obviously any team. We brought up the gross games each year, having a gross game like every team does. We really minimalize those, but when you have those and you see how you kind of respond, usually that's the telltale sign of great coaching. Which, to Louisiana, to your question, obviously Deggs is such a great coach. We'll see what they're going to do with their arms. They sat out a guy last week, precautionary. Don't know what that means. Offensively they're going to run around a lot. But to be honest, we have the mandated off day tomorrow, and
Right.
we need it. I don't need it we probably everybody needs to separate for 24 hours. As much as I do think the bus trips and all the road stuff is great for camaraderie, I'm not very pleased, so I don't know if anyone's going to get a victory out of a practice scenario tomorrow. But Thursday we'll travel early. We'll get down there. We'll work out on the field, do some burst work, some speed work, and then we'll practice Thursday night, and we'll obviously be ready to go on Friday with Gary getting the ball.
Better days ahead, Coach. Thanks for the time.
Absolutely. Thank you, my friend.
Head coach